working to connect a region of over 600 million bridges between our lands.
Good evening, I'm Alma Angeles, and you're watching ASEAN in Focus on tonight's headlines. China has renewed calls for the Philippines to remove a grounded ship from a reef in the South China Sea that Manila uses to assert its claim to the area. A Spanish man has confessed to the horrifying murder and dismemberment of a Colombian plastic surgeon on Thailand's picturesque Koh Phangan Island. Northern Vietnam, where flash floods and landslides have brought havoc, leaving a trail of destruction and claiming at least 8 lives. Tens of thousands of scouts are being urgently relocated from their campsite in South Korea due to an approaching typhoon. China has renewed calls for the Philippines to remove a grounded ship from a reef in the South China Sea that Manila uses to assert its claim to the area. The move comes after the Philippines accused China of firing water cannons at boats on a resupply mission to the Philippine garrison stationed on the vessel. The BRP Sierra Madre was deliberately grounded in the late 1990s in an effort to check the advance of China in the disputed waters. It has since become a flashpoint between the two countries. The Philippine military and Coast Guard said the China Coast Guard blocked and fired water cannons at the resupply mission, preventing one of the boats from reaching the shoal.
This is actually the second time that 5304 already carried out this dangerous maneuver. And this is actually the closest.
Beijing has defended its action, saying it was acting in accordance with international law. It has also accused Manila of illegal delivery of construction materials to the grounded ship. The Chinese Foreign Ministry said Tuesday that the Philippines had repeatedly promised to tow away the warship but had failed to do so. It also accused Manila of trying to permanently occupy the reef. The Philippines has rejected China's claims, saying the shoal is within its exclusive economic zone. It has also said it will never abandon the shoal.
We are here precisely to reassure the Filipino people that, as directed by our President, we are consistent with the President's directive during the SON, that we will not lose an inch of our territory. For the record, we will never abandon Ayungin Shoal. We are committed to Ayungin Shoal.
UNCLOS and the 2016 Arbitral Award have made clear that the Philippines exercise sovereign rights and jurisdiction on Ayungin Shoal, a low-tide elevation within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone and continental shelf. China has no right or legal basis to prevent us from exercising such sovereign rights and jurisdiction.
A Spanish man has confessed to the horrifying murder and dismemberment of a Colombian plastic surgeon on Thailand's picturesque Koh Phangan Island. The subject, Daniel Sancho Broncalo, 29, who entered the country as a tourist on July 31st, revealed that a long-standing dispute with the victim, Edwin Arrieta Arteaga, 44, led to the violent act. Sancho, the son of Spanish actor Rodolfo Sancho, allegedly dismembered the body and disposed of the remains at a local waste site. While formal charges are pending, authorities are confident they have the right suspect.
ปิดความจริงนะครับในเรื่องของสถานที่พักนะครับมีการไปเปิดที่พักซ้อมนะครับมีการเตรียมการนะครับในการไปเลือกซื้ออุปกรณ์เช่นมีด
Prominent figures, including the Spanish embassy and Sancho's family, are yet to comment on the distressing incident that has sent shockwaves through the typically safe destination. Koh Phangan, famous for its serene beaches and vibrant full moon parties, now grapples with this unsettling tragedy. In a devastating incident, a freight train collided with a pickup truck at an unauthorized crossing in central Thailand, resulting in the loss of 8 lives. The kingdom's railway agency has reported the accident. The catastrophic crash occurred at around 2:20 a.m. local time in Chachoengsao province, situated to the east of Bangkok. The State Railway of Thailand issued a somber statement confirming the unfortunate event. Despite the train operators' diligent efforts, which included sounding the warning horn multiple times, the train was unable to halt its momentum in time to avoid colliding with a truck. Tragically, the pickup truck was transporting fish at the time of the incident.
เลยผมอยู่ตรงนั้นเลยมาผมก็ได้ยินเสียงนกหวีดผมได้ยินเสียงนกหวีดแล้วผมหยุดแล้วครับเขาบอกว่าเฮ้ยไปเถอะไปผมก็ไปเลยข้ามเลยผมข้ามเลยกี่คนพี่ทั้งหมด
Deadly accidents are common in Thailand, which regularly tops lists of the world's most lethal roads. Speeding, drunk driving, and weak law enforcement are all contributing factors. In October 2020, 18 people were killed when a freight train crashed into a bus taking passengers to a religious ceremony. To northern Vietnam now, where flash floods and landslides have wrought havoc, leaving a trail of destruction and claiming at least 8 lives, according to disaster officials on Monday. After enduring months of relentless heat waves and prolonged drought, the region was suddenly plunged into turmoil as heavy downpours commencing early in August caused widespread devastation. Hundreds of homes were battered and vital crops were damaged in the wake of the torrential deluge. Last week, they witnessed the tragic loss of 8 lives, including that of at least two children across the mountainous provinces ofIen Bai, Lai Chau, Song La, and Tai Nguyen. The Disaster Control Authority based in Hanoi communicated these distressing details through an online report. Meanwhile, meteorological authorities revealed that the Central Highlands and southern Vietnam have also experienced a rainfall surplus of 5 to 10% since the start of the rainy season in May. This climactic shift follows a period of record high temperatures and an unprecedented drought in May and June, culminating in cascading power outages and substantial losses for local enterprises and international manufacturers alike. Last year, natural disasters killed 175 people in Vietnam. Scientists have warned extreme weather is being intensified by global warming. President Marcos has said that the government is working on climate change mitigation strategies to address the decades-long problem of flooding in the Philippines. In an interview, President Marcos said that the government has already put in place a number of measures to address the effects of climate change, including the construction of water impounding stations to control floodwaters. Let's listen in.
Marami kami mga strategies, mabuti naman at mukha naman nagkakaunawaan both at the local level at saka sa national level tungkol sa mga maaring gawin na proyekto para hindi na sana maulit ito kung maitapos natin yung mga proposal na gano'n. Malabas talaga yung mga nagiging effect ng climate change. Kaya natin pag-aralan at maunawaan kung ano yung maaari natin gawin. Dahil mahirap labanan yung weather, kailangan mag-adjust tayong lahat.
He also said one of the such measures is the construction of water impounding stations to control floodwaters from going downstream.
This is that the whole water system or waterways in Bulacan, punong-puno na talaga. And therefore, the water that comes from Pampanga River hindi makalabas. Because the natural drain of all of the upland or upstream water, ang pupuntahan niyan Manila Bay. Okay. So since the waterways in Bulacan, because of the talaga excessive releases of water from both Bustos at Ipo Dam, talagang punong-puno yung Bulacan rivers. No? Hindi ho makalabas yung tubig galing Pampanga. So, again, as I was proposing, the solution here, the permanent solution, is water impounding upstream.
Yung water impounding ay yung matagal ng plano rin yan na dadalhin yung tubig sa Candaba Swamp. Hindi naman sa buong, hindi naman ilulubog yung buong Candaba Swamp, kundi doon lang sa maghahanap lang ng isang area doon kung saan na pwedeng ilagay.
While the government is working on the construction of water impounding stations, the president also said that they're considering elevating parts of the North Luzon Expressway or NLEX that are prone to flooding, including a bridge in San Simon, Pampanga, to prevent heavy traffic during the rainy season.
Yung sa NLEX, ang naging problema sa NLEX, hindi yung NLEX ang nagka-problema, kundi nagkatubig talaga. Hindi naman nasira yung NLEX. Kaya ang gagawin, ang naging measurement ay tumaas ang tubig ng 0.7 meters, 700 centimeters. 0.7 meters na tumaas. Kaya itataas na ngayon yung tulay na yon, yung NLEX, ng 0.7 meters plus 4.5 meters para hindi na talaga maabot.
Pampanga and Bulacan have declared a state of calamity after massive flooding caused by the southwest monsoon and typhoons Egay and Falcon, affecting about 1.7 million people. The chief executive personally handed over financial and food assistance to flood victims in Pampanga and Bulacan on Monday. In another weather development, severe tropical storm Kanun is poised to unleash its force upon Japan's southwestern region of Kyushu on Wednesday, as reported by NHK. The Japan Meteorological Agency has issued a stark warning, revealing that Kanun's slow trajectory places it over waters near Amami Oshima Island in Kagoshima Prefecture. The storm's anticipated path projects a landfall on Kyushu in the early hours of Wednesday. And presently, the JMA reports maximum sustained wind speeds exceeding 100 kilometers per hour near the storm center. These winds are projected to intensify, reaching up to 140 kilometers per hour before Kanun makes landfall. Significantly, the impending storm is also anticipated to bring torrential rainfall to Kyushu, in addition to impacting the Pacific sides of both western and eastern Japan. The JMA's cautionary statement indicates that certain areas may experience record-breaking precipitation, heightening the risk of severe flooding and life-threatening landslides. Now, in light of this threat, residents within Kanun's projected path are strongly advised to initiate early preparations. This includes a thorough review of hazard maps and the securing of loose objects. Given the potential severity of the situation, unnecessary travel should be avoided and residents should be prepared for swift evacuation if deemed necessary. Meanwhile, tens of thousands of scouts are being urgently relocated from their campsite in South Korea due to an approaching typhoon. The approaching typhoon named Kanun has prompted the event's organizers to cut it short as a precaution. Troubles began during the first week of the Jamboree when a scorching heat wave left hundreds of teenagers unwell. Skin rashes, sunburn, and bug bites led some to seek medical attention at the on-site hospital. On a single day, almost 1,300 people sought medical care. South Korea had been grappling with high temperatures and issued heat wave warnings across the country since late July. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol intervened by arranging air-conditioned buses at the site and emphasizing stringent hygiene practices to prevent food poisoning. However, these efforts were unable to dispel concerns voiced by leaders from various countries and the families of the campers. Over the weekend, scout contingents from the U.S., Britain, and Singapore withdrew from the event due to these concerns. Adding to the complexity, South Korea's weather agency has predicted that Typhoon Kanun will bring heavy rain and strong winds to the Korean peninsula. Now, the forecast includes winds with a maximum speed of up to 44 meters or 144 feet per second, which is powerful enough to derail a moving train. Meanwhile, New York City is aiming to introduce a new traffic charge similar to those already in place in cities like London and Singapore. However, this move is encountering strong resistance, including opposition from the city's iconic yellow taxis. The goal of this plan is to improve the air quality in the city by reducing the congestion and traffic jams that often plague the streets of Manhattan. The plan also aims to raise money to upgrade the city's subway system, which is used by around 4 million people daily. The scheme, set to begin next year, is currently facing legal challenges. City officials argue that the toll will not only help the environment, but reducing pollution, but make New York City more efficient by speeding up travel times. John McCarthy, a spokesperson for New York's Metropolitan Transportation Authority, emphasized that this move presents a significant opportunity. Under this plan, drivers would be charged for driving below 60th Street in Manhattan, which includes the bustling business districts of Midtown and Wall Street. While exact rates haven't been finalized, the Transportation Authority is considering a charge of $23 during busy hours and $17 during off-peak times. However, this plan has faced pushback from taxi drivers who fear they will lose their income. The New York Taxi Workers Alliance, representing 21,000 taxi drivers, estimates that this charge could cost drivers $8,000 a year. Officials say the charge will be worth it in the long run, as it will improve air quality and make the city more efficient. They also say they will offer discounts to low-income New Yorkers. In tonight's other news, Tokyo-based Rating and Investment Information Incorporated, or RNI, upgraded its outlook on the Philippines from stable to positive on Monday, citing the country's improving economic performance despite global uncertainty. RNI affirmed the Philippines' BBB+ credit rating, which is considered investment grade. The upgrade reflects RNI's view that the Philippines is on track to achieve its economic goals, including GDP growth, stable macroeconomic conditions, and improving fiscal position. RNI cited several factors in its decision to upgrade the Philippines' credit rating outlook, and these include: 1, the country's fiscal deficit is improving, with the government debt ratio expected to start declining this year. 2, the current account deficit, which had widened due to import surge, is expected to shrink. And 3, the external debt remains under control. Plus 4, the banking sector is sound and stable. Lastly, President Marcos Jr. has a high approval rating, which is helping to maintain a stable political environment. RNI said it stands ready to upgrade the Philippines' credit rating to the next level, which is A- once the national government attains the goals under the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028. The upgrade is a positive sign for the country's economy and is likely to make it more attractive to foreign investors. It's also a vote of confidence in the new Marcos administration. Finally, in our news, the Commission on Higher Education, or CHED, is gearing up to bolster the utilization of diverse languages within the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, in Philippine higher education institutions. During the inauguration of ASEAN's 56th founding anniversary, CHED Chairperson J. Prospero de Vera III emphasized the importance of nurturing ASEAN languages and identity, as it stands to reinforce the collective spirit of unity among the region's nations.
It is better to really show unity in diversity in the ASEAN by now harnessing the languages of the different ASEAN countries in our competitions, whether it be in song, in posters, etc. Palagay ko, pag ginawa natin yon, Lily, sa competition natin, baka sumipot mismo yung mga ministers ng iba-ibang bansa, because it is something that they may even want to adopt and use in their country if it's really beautiful. No?
De Vera took a step further by proposing the concept of hosting inter-university competitions in the country, focusing on areas like arts and culinary. He envisions these competitions as potential magnets for ASEAN ministers' attention, potentially inspiring them to implement similar endeavors in their own countries.
Sabi ko, baka kailangan sa susunod, ang magandang competition, mag-compete yung mga schools na gagawa ng songwriting competition, but they will write it in the other languages of the ASEAN, not in English. So the competitors can write a song that will be sung in Thai or in Vietnamese, etc. Para exciting naman, no? Ibig sabihin kasi nagso-songwriting tayo, English ang ginagamit natin eh. And
De Vera underscored that embracing leadership and innovation will amplify the nation's ability to compete effectively on a global scale.
we aim to strengthen ASEAN as an organization that is robust and agile, equipped with enhanced capacity and institutional effectiveness to remain relevant to its people, to its countries, and to everyone in the region.
As my usual habit, I'd like to end the day on a positive note. Let's encourage and build each other up so that no one is left behind. And that's it for tonight's broadcast. I'm Alma Angela. Stay in the news because we live in extraordinary times. Good night.